Thank you very much for still being here. I think I'm the only one between this moment and beers, so I will try to keep it a little bit entertaining. Thank you for the opportunity to present here at this conference. My name is Daan Dekubber. I am the Director of Innovation and Development at the company SPG Prints, which has been around for 80 years doing screen printing, rotary screen printing. Originally a lot in the textile industry, but since at least 30 years also in all kinds of other more functional applications like label printing, printed electronics, all kinds of different applications. My team in the Netherlands, back in the Netherlands, they are working a lot on developing new systems. We make the screens, the rotary screens itself for doing imaging, as well as the machines for doing the printing. Today, also because of this session, I want to talk about the RFIDs and how we use them, how we print them, and the project we did together with a company called MyRuns. The RFID, Mr. Wu already told a lot about it, and I can repeat a little bit. But I think we all know we use them a lot in the credit cards, in the payment at public transport, in the logistics. It's used a lot in clothing where it's attached, so it's easy to do the checkout in the stores. The challenge that we see and why we did this project together with the company is that about 70% of all the RFIDs at this moment are made in Asia. It is made in a process, like Mr. Wu also said, etching of alumina, which is not really environmentally friendly, and it's not really possible to do that back in Europe or in the US. That is why we looked at the additive process, and because these RFIDs are used so much in everyday life, they are a essential component in our society today. So we need to also be able to make those components in Europe and in the US. Probably it's not needed to show the slide, and probably everybody knows here how an RFID works. But just to quickly show it again, you start with a substrate, which gives some rigidity to the whole system. The antenna is placed on top. On top of the antenna is the chip, and basically that makes the whole RFID. Then to make it usable, typically an adhesive is added to the bottom of the substrate, and you have some protective layers on top. This is a quick sketch of how traditionally the RFIDs are made, starting with the substrate, which is completely metallized. Typically it's copper, but it can also be other metals. On top of that metallized substrate, which is typically PET, for instance, a photosensitive layer is placed. That photosensitive layer is imaged with a laser or all kinds of different imaging techniques. And then you have covered all the areas that actually make your antenna. Typically in an antenna design, we've seen before as well, the amount of metal that should be left on a full substrate is actually quite limited. So all the exposed metal is etched away. That is costing a lot of material, the aluminum that you put on, but also a lot of chemicals that is generating a lot of waste. In the end, you also remove the photoresist, and then you're left with your antenna. But the whole process is costing a lot of material, a lot of man hours, a lot of energy. And in the end, that is not really a suitable way to produce these antennas in Europe or US. Even if you could do it, you would not be allowed, because all those chemicals, they are not allowed anymore in many areas. So like I said before, the annual market is around over 100 billion pieces that are produced and used every year. I saw, Mr. Wu, you make a significant part of that. That's very nice to see. About 70% of that is produced in Asia. most of those tags, they are made